Hi, Ellen. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's sunny outside, so I'm happy.
Oh, does make a difference.
Right.
Good.
Thanks for joining the Freelance Besties. And before we dive in, let's set the stage. What do you do as a freelancer?
Yes, so I am a coach and I work with people at stages of transition. So sometimes that has to do with a career or a job change, but also it could be becoming a parent or just navigating something where you need a little extra support to sort of find your way to something that feels more aligned.
That's wonderful. And how long have you been doing this for?
Full time for 4 years.
Oh, okay. And when did you last think about quitting?
Mm. I have to be honest. I feel like since I came back from maternity leave, this has crossed my mind. It had never really crossed my mind seriously before that in my first few years. But now it just feels like things are higher stakes with a little one. And I'll say I don't think I've thought about it truly seriously, but it does come up as like, this is really hard. So I think
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, it's out there.
And when those thoughts come, what keeps you in the game?
I just love the work. I think this is where I'm meant to be right now. I love what I do and I love my clients, and so I don't really want to do anything else. I think it's just the natural fears of like how can we make it all work now that we have this new configuration. But when I come back to what's important to me and why I'm here, it always feels like the right thing to stay.
Great. How many hours per week do you work in your business?
It really depends on my client roster, but I would say at the moment, probably like 5 to 10.
Okay. And how many hours do you work on your business?
At the moment, this is also skewed a little bit more heavily than the in. So I'm doing more like 10 to 15 there. Yeah.
Exciting.
hmm
How did you get your very first client?
I worked with someone pro bono when I was getting started, and then she asked her company to pay for more.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how did you get your last client?
A referral from a previous client.
Those are precious.
hmm
What's one moment when you thought, this is why I freelance?
Hmm. When planning my maternity leave, because I got to do it on my own terms and take the amount of time I wanted without asking for permission.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's the worst part about freelancing?
Hmm. Wearing all the hats that have nothing to do with the work that you're here to do. So, marketing and administration and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of hats. It's a lot of
a
hats.
lot of hats. Yeah.
If next week was completely client free, what business passion project would you finally work on?
Hmm. I think since becoming a mom, I've thought more about introducing something specifically for parents and being able to sort of speak to that intersection of what it looks like to be a working parent and how to navigate that, especially in the early years as your identity has shifted so much. So I don't know quite what I would develop, but I think there's something in there that needs more of my time and attention.
Well, stay tuned for what you come.
Mhm.
Do you have a freelance bestie? And if yes, do you want to give them a shout out?
Mm. I have so many, actually. One of my highest priorities in the last couple of years has just been to develop and maintain my relationships with others in this space. So I couldn't pick just one, but
Okay,
yeah,
that's all right. It's great to know you
that's
have
something
such
that
a
really,
community.
yeah, it really matters. Yeah, to me.
Amazing.
hmm
What's one tool or resource worth paying for?
Mm. Um, I would say accounting
Mhm.
support or tax support. In my case, I have a business that spans across different countries and I bill clients in multiple currencies. So for me, especially at the beginning, I really needed help to make sure I was doing it right, especially being a foreigner in a
Yeah,
new place with a new tax system.
yeah. Also, one of the first things I delegated, I felt like, no.
Yeah, I also
Um,
got that advice early on, and I have found it to be very helpful, at least at
yeah,
the beginning.
nice.
Yeah.
Sensitive topic. Where are you revenue-wise?
I would say I'm rebuilding. I
Okay.
would say I took 7 months off where I didn't do any work and nobody was doing work on my behalf. And so naturally, it takes some time to come back to the place where I was before maternity leave. Yeah. Mhm.
What's one thing every new freelancer should know?
Hmm. Oh, so many things. I would say just to be clear on your why, be clear on what brings you to this decision, and take the space to remind yourself of that and to reconnect to that when it feels kind of distant.
I love that. I love that so much. I have a couple of questions about you being a new mom, as you just
Sure.
shared.
Yeah,
Has this experience changed the way you approach freelancing or view success?
absolutely.
Do you want to share a bit about that?
Who's trying to be concise? There's so much I could say. Yeah, I think it changes my perspective on what matters in my life. And so I think just the valuation of the time I spend at work compared
Mhm.
to when that was a bigger part of my identity, I think has shifted. Um, and especially in terms of how I approach my work so that it doesn't take away from the energy and time that I have for my family. I think that feels like a really different consideration.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
And what are one or two things about combining freelancing and motherhood that no one really talks about?
Oof.
I think there's a
Oh,
lot of things people don't talk
there's
about.
also so many things. Yeah. I think just something that's on my mind recently is like energy management, like just the reality of um, how much time you will have that you're focused and energized and the momentum is there when you're working, right? Like being able to control that is so difficult in this stage, especially when your child is young and getting sick and getting adjusted to daycare. So I'm just really trying to embrace the reality of not having as much uninterrupted time or having to do things in a bit more of a segmented way.
Yeah, I recognize that a lot. I think you're right. No, nobody really warns you for that.
Yeah, it's hard to conceptualize how many different directions your brain will go and just the brain fog. I think that's something else that
It's
really
real.
feels real right now to me and that I don't think I understood what that would be like. So,
No. If you could give one piece of advice to freelancers entering parenthood, what would it be?
I would say give yourself extra buffer and grace and take your expectations down. Like, just not in the sense that you aren't a capable person and that you won't be able to feel good working, but just that, like, if you expect that things will take a little longer or that you'll feel a little different or unlike yourself before at the beginning, at least, I think it will feel less jarring
Yeah,
when you're getting used to it again, especially if you go back after only a couple of months. That's just such a volatile time in your new life as a family. So,
that's so true. Thanks for sharing, Ellen. This was really nice.
yeah, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining, and we'll speak soon.
Sounds good.
Ciao.
Bye.